Hi, I'm Gabrielle. It's my party, and I'll have every world cuisine and drink that I can because I want to.
Hello, I'm Catherine Bohart. Welcome to It's My Party, where we are celebrating Comic Relief's 40th birthday in the best way possible by planning a massive party. As always, I'm here in my role as the perfect party planner. I'm modest. And so I'm going to be sitting down with a brilliant guest, getting to know them and their party needs so that we can help them plan their dream do. This week, I'm joined by the truly iconic singer-songwriter Gabrielle. Gabrielle's known for such hits as Out of Reach, Rise, and of course, Dreams. Gabrielle's awards include 2 Brits, 2 Mobo Awards, and an Ivor Novello Award. Bloody hell, that's a lot of awards. Where did she put them all? She released a new album last year, A Place in Your Heart, and is about to head out on her biggest ever UK tour, The Hits Live 2025. If it rhymes, it's going to be good. Gabrielle, wonderful to see you. Welcome to It's My Party. How are you?
All the better for being with you. So
Oh,
great.
you're
Thank
nice.
you.
So, what have you been up to?
Do you know something? I've been prepping. I've been doing lots of promo, which I'm really happy about because people get to know that I'm going on the tour, like you said, my
Yes.
biggest ever tour, and just really excited to spread the word.
Yeah.
And so I'm, back and forth. We've been doing the set list, and it's really hard because I've got this huge back catalogue of songs.
Yes, you
so
do.
I'm fighting with my MD, but we're having a laugh about it. So it's been a struggle, but it's going to be worthwhile in the end.
I cannot wait. I also feel like I can understand why it's a fight because I feel like everyone has such a specific favourite. Out of Reach was the absolute soundtrack to my very earliest heartbreak. So I feel like, well, yes, and I'm sure so many people must associate you with like devastation as well.
I get that, but you know something, I like to think that I've been, I've got songs that take you through the highs and lows
You
of your life.
definitely do. You definitely do. You're not wrong.
And I get to hear a lot of the stories, which I really love about that too.
Oh my gosh,
So-
because everyone thinks you're their therapist.
I don't mind it. I do not mind it. My own music I've used as my own therapy. They were written as forms of my own therapy. So the idea that it's not in vain, that other people have been able to come and tell me their stories of how my music was the backdrop to a lot of events in their lives. I've got to say, I love that.
That's so generous. Also, I'm such a gossip monger that I would love that element. I'd be like,
I love it.
Really? What happened? Tell me everything.
And
Sit
I get
down.
to know everything.
I'll hum along while you tell me your darkest secrets. Yes, I love that. So, this podcast, very much the opposite end of the spectrum. It's called It's My Party, and this week it's your party.
Yes.
So, let's start by figuring out how you feel about parties in general. You've won Brits, you've won Mobos.
Yes.
What's the best party you've ever been to?
Oh my gosh. I would say the coolest party I ever went to was Prince's after party.
You got to go.
All those many moons. So I just recently had the #1 with Dreams. So I was still that new artist. I had the finger waves going on, still wearing the eye patch.
Good for you.
And it was Bagley's King's Cross. So I imagine the year would have been about 1993 it would have been 1993. And that was the first time that I was in such close proximity to so many famous people because so many famous people were there and we were all waiting for Prince. He'd done a big show and he was, about to attend the after party in which we were all there waiting. And I always tell this story because I'll never let it go, the fact that, he's walking through and past so many famous people, and I'm wearing an eye patch. I've got my hair finger waved in my classic style that I had back then. A mohair spiderweb coat that was like made out dropped to the floor. Mohair, full length. Just it was like a stroke cardigan because I was able to put it on. I remember wearing Converse or something like that, and all black. And Prince goes to walk past me, and yes, I keep telling this story, but guys,
I want to hear it.
forgive
I've not
me.
heard it. I want to hear it.
And he goes to walk past me, and then he doubles back and said, "I like your style." And I was like, Prince spoke to me. So for me, that was probably, and I don't do a lot of parties. But that was the one time. It was me and the head of my label at the time, Ferdy Younger Hamilton, and we were there, and it was like, oh my God! I mean, I'd never expected to see him in such close proximity. You expect to see him on the stage.
Genuinely, I think it's dignified that you let me do the intro to the podcast before you told that story. I'd be like, hello, once Prince told me he liked my style, that would be my opening gambit to everything. So that's real class. Okay, well, so it's going to be hard to top that party. What is your relationship with party planning?
party planning is not something I do. It's something
Okay.
that I would call in people to do.
Oh, it's done for me, yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When my kids were small, I'd be the one kind of orchestrating when they'd have their little parties. My son used to like when in Streatham there used to be the go karting, and it's like there's Streatham karting. So I'd take my son. He's always loved
okay.
that. My daughter would have like pool parties because at the school, no. The school had a pool.
Okay, I was like, all right, Gabrielle.
So things like they were easy to manage. But in terms of parties, I've got friends who are like, well versed to doing that stuff and really like, I'm not. So I'm the type of person, if anyone wants anything fabulous associated with me, then we have to call someone in.
Well, that's what I'm for.
There you go.
This
So,
is ideal.
yeah.
Also, you were busy being a mother and a pop star. So I feel like if you were also like, and I plan parties, I'd be like,
No.
give it a rest.
Stepford wife, definitely not.
No, this is good. I'm glad this makes you more relatable. Okay, so in that case, my one question is, other than singing, do you have a party trick?
You know something? Not at all. I wish I was that person who'd have... I mean, I can't think off the top of my head, but I know that I used to think I was good at accents, but my kids have told you, no, Mum, you've got one voice for everyone. So if it's a failed party trick, that would be, if I'm trying to tell a story and I'm trying to do an accent, I'm notorious around my friends and family for there's only one voice. If it's male, female...
That's incredible.
That's probably... If it's a failed party trick, that probably... I don't know if it's a party trick.
A party flop, that'll do.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That'll do.
Why do I have to follow the masses? I've got a party flop. Yeah,
You
that's
can't
it.
be good at everything, Gabrielle.
Precisely.
You can't. And you've got enough going on. Okay, so basics. Let's talk the fundamentals.
Okay.
Venue. Dream venue?
Okay. Well, I tell you what, thinking about it and, knowing that you kind of want this from me, if I'm really honest, it's not cheesy, it's true. If I was going to have a party,
Yeah.
right, my dream party you'd have to have like an arena.
Heaven.
No, but you're going to hear why.
Okay.
Okay, so every time I do shows, I have the most fabulous time with my audience.
Yeah.
And I believe that if I'm going to have a party, I'd have to invite all my... I say my fans, but I always my audience, the ones
Your
who,
supporters.
for all the years who've come. And for example, when I go and do shows,
Yeah.
you get people having their little conversations. They've got their phones out and they're like, Gabrielle. Somehow I managed to hear a few of them, especially at the front. And they've got like their mum or their partner on the phone. And like, if I'm singing and I can see someone's got a phone out and you can tell someone's in that screen. Yeah, my eyesight's not that bad. And I'm waving. And then sometimes I'll have conversations. And my thing is, I say to my audience, I wish I had a microphone for every one of you because we'd have our own microphone. We'd have our own conversations. But as you know, the gig would not happen.
No, it would be a tougher gig to manage,
exactly.
I would say.
But I would have them all. When I see the energy they bring, and I personally don't have lots of friends. So my friends, the people who I have loved and who've just said they've loved me over the years, they've been my audience. And so I would have to invite them because whenever I'm on stage with them, it feels like a party.
Oh my gosh,
so
that's
they would
such a
be
gorgeous
a
answer.
priority. Obviously, my family would be there, but all my fans have ever come and watched me and ever come and, done the meet and greets. And even if they haven't, they've just been there up in their seats or, dancing and coming in the aisles. Or that's why it's got to be an arena.
I'll tell you what, an arena full of fans certainly means on the one hand, I'm like, it's a big crowd. I don't know how we're going to cater for it, Gabrielle.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm like, fair play to you.
Yeah.
They probably won't complain. Fans are going to be very agreeable.
Definitely, because like I said, I don't have many real friends. I don't.
Why do you think that is?
Because over the years, and especially when you get to my age, people who along the way who you thought were your supporters, they're not necessarily your supporters. But for those of you who have good friends and great friends, you hold on to them with everything you've got.
You filtered out the...
and you'll see who your true friends are. So I know I couldn't have a big party without my fans because after my friendships, which are very like one hand, I'm not joking, like this hand, it wouldn't be about filling it with like people who don't matter. And my fans, the fact that the people who have come to my shows, they matter the most because I couldn't do this without them. And the fact that I get to plan a tour every other year because of them, they have to be there because that love feels real. I've lost my voice and gone on stage and they've sang a lot. So
okay, those are
so
good fans.
so that's why. So it's got to be an arena, not because I think I'm bougie or anything, but no, I'd want to invite them.
I kind of love it, and I think if you're a pop star, you're allowed to be bougie.
They've got to come. They've got to come. Yeah.
It's an arena. Where is the arena?
Oh my God. Well, I'm going to be doing. You've got the O2. That's an arena,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
yeah.
I'd say somewhere at Wembley, but the O2's closer to me.
Listen, let's keep a
Yeah.
local
Let's
arena.
Keep it local.
Keep a local. Come on,
arena.
there's
So
no need
I'd
to be
say,
trekking to
the
Wembley.
O2. And I think they've got the transport links in and out there. So
Good
yeah.
for you. Thinking about how they're getting in and out
And it won't take
already.
me long to get there.
That's a good host.
So I
Thinking
wouldn't be
about
keeping them
routes.
waiting. Wouldn't be keeping them waiting at all.
Obsessed. Okay, so do you have a theme?
The theme, come as you are. You know, in terms of, no, I mean...
Have you read the book?
You know, I haven't.
Because I was like,
I know,
what's
but I
the
know,
theme, Gabrielle?
No, but in terms of like, great song though. But basically, for me, it would be come as you are, but you know, eye patch is welcome.
I love
because
that.
I haven't donned an eye patch for many years, and people always ask me about it.
Yeah.
And it's temporarily gone. It's been gone for a long time. I only ever wore it for a year, but I think. There are times when I can't say a year, but
it's so iconic
that's
in my
right.
mind.
So I think it would definitely make a return for my arena party.
that.
And every now and again, when I look out into the audience, I do see fans who come and they've got an eye patch on, and I absolutely adore that. And I'm like, I need to get mine back out.
Are we bejeweling? Are we bedazzling for the event?
You know, whatever you want it to be, but bejeweled will definitely get extra points. But,
I do think.
But I've had bejeweled ones. When I initially started out, I think I had bejeweled as well as like diamante ones.
I remember
but,
this.
Yeah, so, but which way you want to come with those eye patches. In fact, no, actually, as more I'm talking about, definitely has to be an eye patch.
They're almost compulsory. Is
Yeah,
that the
in
dress
fact,
code?
okay, I think the more we're talking about it, thank you, the dress code will be come as you are with an eye patch.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Done. Okay,
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's locked in. We're
Yes.
not changing it.
Yes.
Now, you've got an arena full of fans. You've got
Yes.
approximately 4 to 5 friends.
Yes.
Are we feeding these people? Are we
Hell
giving...
yes. Food and drink.
Oh my God, straight out the gate.
Yeah.
How on earth? Okay, I have a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Are we doing... Obviously, we can't do a sit-down meal for this many people.
No, I think it's got to be like, we can do like, people can pick up plates and be talking, you know, like paper plates.
Yes.
It's not going to be like glass things. It'd be like plastic cups on the go that you can throw it away. I've got to
Reasonable.
think, yeah, I mean, if it's not saving the planet, okay, it can't even be plastic cups.
It could be
It's got to be paper.
biodegradable.
Yeah, it's got to be paper
Yeah.
cup. Oh, there we go. But anyway,
can
you know,
be,
but
yeah.
you can be paper cups and paper plates. So if you want to stand up and eat, I mean, because you've got the finger buffet, but sometimes it's not enough.
Are we doing... Do you know what? In an arena, we could do vans.
Yeah, we can do.
We could do food trucks.
Yeah. That'd be amazing.
Couldn't we?
Yeah, so we could do it. I wouldn't just, it would be like, you can have fish and chips, we can have English foods, we can have...
What is English food, Gabrielle?
You see, the funny thing is, right, because like, for me, I would always associate like a Sunday roast as English foods. I always associate as fish and chips as English.
Fish and chips counts. Okay,
right?
fine.
And then afterwards, then we've got to go. I mean, but... Indian food, like a good curry is considered an English dish. You know what I mean? Like in England,
A bad curry is considered an English dish.
But do you know what I mean? Like what is part, because our country is filled with all different people.
Yeah.
And now the traditional, I think, I don't even know if it's fish and chips anymore. I think it's a curry. That's a so, you know what I
Can
mean?
we have
In
all
the
of
older
the
days,
above?
yeah, we'll do all like the fast food burgers, fish and chips, but then we start going to a bit more exotic. So I say exotic. I love Korean food.
Yum.
I love like Asian food. So I think, and then I love like, you know, just Asian food in general. So,
Yeah.
but then I like a bit Lebanese. I like a bit of Greek. I love all that kind of stuff.
It's a world tour.
I think that we need to cater for everyone's taste because some foods more than the other have more than a larger kind of vegetarian kind of thing. I'm
Yeah.
not vegetarian, but my manager is. And so I've been known to have a bit of vegetarian stuff. So I think we need to accommodate everybody. So we'll have a bit of halal in there. We'll have a bit of... I've got my audience is from across the, you know, the spectrum is large. So
Okay.
I want something to cater for everyone. So we just need someone... We need to rein it in a bit.
Yeah,
Just a
I can
bit.
tell. I kind
Well-
of love that you're like, we just need we need something from every single possible cuisine that caters for every food requirement, but we're going to rein it in.
Yeah, we're going to rein it in. So, you know, we'll have a bit of spicy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have it go more towards our fish and chips and burgers, which is kind of the American thing. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's still like burgers and chips, and it's not that healthy. I'm not going to go and say...
No one's coming to the party
yeah,
for
I
healthy
think we're having a
foods. That's
party.
what
You
we
could be
are.
naughty. So,
That's fine.
Yeah, so, you know, we'll have a bit of everything there.
And
but I love-
drinks? Are we open barring?
Oh, yeah, the bar is going to be extensive. I love like I like Malibu and pineapple and things like that. But then I like a rosé. But I'm not the...
Could we do a cocktail? Could we do like a pina colada?
Oh, now we're talking because I love cocktails. But I want to have an open bar that you can pretty much have what you want. Remember, it's my party.
This is our biggest budget yet, and I love it. It's your party.
They would be worthwhile just to know that people came to a Gabrielle party and were like, you know what, that was lit.
I'm going to say this. I'm having a concern, which is if you're at this party and I'm this person, I'm obviously eating the curry and the fish and the burgers and I want everything. And I've had a sort of cream cocktails, like cream coconut based cocktails.
Yeah.
We need a lot of toilets in this arena.
Do you know something? But because I love the Korean culture, they have a lot of hangover cures. So if ever you watch the programs, they always if someone's drank too much, they'll have they can go to the pharmacy and get hangover cures. We don't. But they're usually medicinal. But I think we'll need loads of that. So literally, if they're having their alcohol, I don't know if it really works. So please, anyone from Korea, please I'm sorry, this is my interpretation.
Yeah.
Usually they have the cures when, they've
preemptively.
No. Usually it's always they get it after someone goes to get it. But my thing would be, let's have the hangover cures, give them the alcohol, give them the hangover cure at the same time. Yeah, I don't really know how effective it is. Maybe it's only, but usually they have soju and stuff like that.
Let's think wishfully. Yeah. Let's assume that it is.
But that'd be amazing. If we could do that, then everyone would have their part, their hangover cure. And obviously we're still giving people water and juices and drinks that aren't alcoholic, but the choice is there. And obviously, we'd all know our limits because it's my party.
It's such a considerate hostess to have a preemptive. Really cool. Yeah, preemptive hangover cure is heaven. Yeah. I love this. Okay, good to know. So, with all that in mind,
right?
I was going to say who's coming to this thing, but the answer is 50,000 fans.
Yeah.
But is there anyone in your life who's absolutely barred?
Oh my God, the list is quite long. I can't even lie.
Who can you say on air?
Oh my God. There's quite a few people. Okay, all right. So we'll bar anyone in my life previously who came with negativity. They know who they are,
right?
And we're talking from the school days. I bear grudges.
Yes,
Put your jeans on. I'm still that girl who called I remember you said this.
Can I just say, I want to hear more celebrities being like, the girls from my school are
the girls from my school will be banned. But will be banned.
Great.
So I went to an all-girls school, and I'm jealous of everyone who went to a mixed school initially, because I think, I'm all for women, but the women in my school were witches.
I'm all for women, but I'm not for all girls school.
Right. You know something? Something growing up I didn't mind, but I grew up in a house where I was the only girl amongst 3 boys. So I got 3 brothers and I was the only girl. So going to school where some of the girls were, I shouldn't be mean, but, because some of them are really lovely and I had a few really nice friends there. But an all-girls school, I was jealous of because, I'll say no more. But they were witches, and it's funny how I've got the book that proves that they were witches. Like when you leave school, and did you write in each other's books?
We did. We wrote on each other's
shirts, right? Yeah. Well, in my day, it was probably people did have their shirts, and maybe I couldn't afford to bring one that I could afford
who's
to
wasting a good shirt?
You know what I mean? Enough. So it was a case of the book, and it'd be hope to see you on top of the pops, ha ha ha, and the sniggering and ha ha, yeah, good luck with that one. And the idea that later on I would be able to fulfill my dream. I tell this story all the time, but like I said, back to that time where going to school, not looking like everybody else was a big thing. Mm-hmm. And now I say to people now that I've come this far, I'm 30 odd years into, fulfilling my dreams. Yeah. The idea of come as you are, be whoever you want to be, as long as that's a good person. And don't let anyone say no. What that saying where they say, turn your can't into a can, you can, it's not I can't. So for all those people who were negative, who were witchy and stuff like that, I'd be like, yeah, you're banned. That's that. That's the starting point. There's loads more, but we don't need to give anybody else airtime. I've got loads. But
50,000 people invited, but let me be clear, there are 50,000 grudges too. Yes, good. Yes, okay, great. Yeah. That's a long list of barred, and I'm obsessed with it. Now, let's talk dream guests, because I'm such a talented party planner that I can pull some strings and get you 3 guests, dead or alive. Don't have to be celebrities.
Okay.
Who am I getting for you?
Okay, I'd say Nelson Mandela, because I had the opportunity to perform while he was at the Brighton Conference Centre. I can't remember the year. And at the time, I'm very much not into politics, but I was like, oh, hell yeah. I'm coming to perform if he's going to be there. And I was able to sing Dreams with a bunch of school kids who were amazing. And I remember when I finished, it was just the one song, and he came up to me and he was like, I wanted to come and dance. And I'm like, you should have done. So I would want that. I would want him to come and feel free to dance.
Sorry, is there a cooler answer than Nelson Mandela? Because the last time he saw me perform, he didn't even get to dance, and I know he'd love a vibe.
Yeah, so I would definitely say him because of the fact that
he's on the list.
Yeah.
And who else?
I would say George Michael, because I was a huge Wham fan, and then when he, went solo and songs like Careless Whisper and stuff, I remember going to number 1, I think it was, with Rise, and getting flowers from him, but never being too scared to kind of find out how do I get in touch and say, like, thank you. So I never got to say thank you. So I'd want to basically...
That's so sweet.
I know, and I think, God, why was I so shy? Why didn't I just do what everyone else does? And like I'm blah blah, and I want to. But I was like too shy. I'm like George Michael,
God,
so champagne
sweet.
and beautiful flowers, and I just never. And I kind of put it out of my mind, even though I was like I always was aware that I hadn't said thank you to him. And then I met, was it Neil Tennant from Pet Shop Boys?
Okay.
And
I'm choosing to believe you. I don't know the Pet Shop Boys line.
No, I think it's Neil Tennant from Pet Shop Boys. And I remember him saying to me, this was not the Mobos, it was the Ivor Novello Awards. I think it was 2008 or 2000 and something, or maybe a little bit later, and him saying to me, no, it wasn't 2008, it was a bit later, and him saying to me, you know what, George spoke highly of me, or he said something like, and I thought, oh my God, he might have just said I was a witch because I didn't say thank you.
No,
but
sounds like he had a crush on you.
No, I got really upset because I'm like, I really wish, and it's something that never left me. So I'd like to be able to say a thank you.
Well, that would be a good way. George can be
incredible.
first in the queue for the mushy peas.
100%.
An absolute VIP. Okay, good. And third?
Third, oh my gosh, now it would have to be someone, I mean, it's a hard one. You know something? There's Doechii, who just recently...
Oh my God, yes!
I love her.
her.
And Doechii, watching her perform at the Grammys, I wasn't in person, so I watched it on the TV. It was incredible.
Unreal.
She is flawless.
Yeah.
I first got introduced to her via my daughter watching her Tiny Desk.
Yes,
and I was just like
so
in awe of her. She's incredible. Watching her performance and then reading at the moment how everyone's been saying, not everyone, but those who didn't know were like, oh, she was miming. Oh my God, hell no, she wasn't.
No,
and
she
then
wasn't.
having her DJ come and have it explain, I'd be like, no, this woman needs to come to my party and show them how it's all done with her performance. And she was just flawless and
She was unreal.
Yeah,
unreal.
so you know what? As a female championing other females, she has to be there because she is incredible.
It's a good choice.
So definitely, because I'd be like, you know what? Anyone even doubting, let this woman come and
I'd
do her
love to see
thing.
Doechii and Nelson getting on.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Wouldn't you love to see that?
That would be a vibe.
Oh, for a burger.
It would be a vibe.
I'd love to see it.
You know what?
I'd love
It'd be
to see
incredible.
it. Okay, so far, Gabrielle, you've given me a theme of come as you are.
Yes.
We've got an eye patch dress code,
That's
and I'm
right.
obsessed with
Yes.
it. We're doing it at a little place called the O2.
Yes, the O2.
And the guest list is Nelson Mandela,
hell yes.
George Michael,
Yes.
and Doechii. Don't
That's
mind if we
right.
do.
Yeah.
Now, something I'm sure you have strong opinions on.
Okay.
Let's chat music right after this. Okay, Gabrielle, let's discuss your party's soundtrack. What are you putting on?
Oh my God.
Huge deal as a musician, obviously. Are you performing, or does that feel like a busman's holiday?
No, I think I definitely have to do it. initially I would have said, no, I'm not going to be performing, because I probably would have been a bit hammered by them, because I would be so happy if people turn up. It's one thing to invite people. It's another thing to turn up. Yeah, well, there you go. But
Right.
you know something? So initially I was like, no, I would never perform. But now, knowing the lineup, I would have to, because Nelson, like I said, Mr. Nelson Mandela.
The man wants to dance.
Yeah, so he wants to dance, and he wanted to dance on my song. So
Yeah.
I have to kind of.
rude not to.
Yeah, exactly. And
So you're on and Dochi will perform.
yeah, Dochi, and
Is all the other music live?
has some, because then I'd have to invite lots of famous people, and I feel that it would have to be like not necessarily all live. As much as I'm a live musician, like when I go on the road, I have a full band. I love my band. But I think to have a party vibe, we're going to have a DJ.
Agreed. Do you have one in mind, or do you mind who it is?
I
Is it a
don't
friend?
mind. I think, like, party planner, please.
I'll get you a DJ.
Yeah.
I'll get you a gorgeous
Yeah,
DJ. She will be
definitely.
a tiny lesbian that I do fancy,
Oh,
but
no.
that's fine.
I love it. Oh, my
good.
God.
Okay,
I
good.
love it.
Excellent.
Oh, my God. My kind of girl. I love
You know what
it.
I mean? Somebody with a gorgeous eye
Oh,
patch.
excuse
How
me.
exciting.
Love it.
Okay,
Oh, my
great.
God.
Done and done.
Amazing.
Now tell me, what's she playing?
Oh my God! Well, I'm an '80s pop tart. I was, by the time the '80s came around, I just started secondary school.
Yes.
Yeah, I did actually. So
Gorgeous.
I was like into Madonna, Janet Jackson. Yes. I loved like Haircut 100. I got to meet Nick Hayward, by the way, from Haircut 100. I still have a crush on him. I'm sorry, I know he's married, but yeah.
I think you're allowed to still crush.
Yeah,
I think
of course.
If anything,
He
that's
was so
complimentary
cute.
to the wife.
So cute. And
Right.
so yeah, all like Wham, all George Michael. I mean, the list is endless. I was listening to Imagination, but I was so we had I forgot Adam and the Ants.
Oh my God! This
Right,
is the party I'm
ABC. There was all like Duran Duran, Culture Club. So all 80s pop
great.
is
This
invited.
is such a vibe.
Because this is my thing. And then obviously growing up, I was listening to like soul music
Yes.
because of what my mum was playing. But then there was still a bit of like, for example, oh my God.
Do we want like an Etta moment? Do we want Aretha? Do we want?
We want, growing up, right, Diana Ross.
Oh yes. Okay, that's more a party vibe.
Loved,
than Etta
yeah,
James.
but then I was listening to the Bee Gees. The list is endless. I just wanted pure pop music. So there was Yazoo, but then in terms of the R&B stuff, I was listening to, when I was in the 80s, I was still about 50. I remember so Tina Turner.
Yes,
You've got David
Tina.
Bowie.
Yes.
You've got there was yeah, that was my.
The point is, it's going to slap.
It's going to slap, but then we go into 90s, so we get a bit of the soul, we get to like Salt and Pepper, we get to the list. Like I said, it's not just black music. I'm a black girl, but my musical influences were everything. So it was soul, it was pop, it was a bit of rock.
I'm
Do you know
so
what I
glad
mean?
to see it. Do you know what? I'm so thrilled to hear a party that is pop forward.
Yeah,
because I feel
love
like
pop.
everyone's trying to host parties where they're cool at the moment.
No,
and I'm
no,
like,
no.
we want to dance.
Listen, even Kylie Minogue, when it was a few years ago, and someone did me a selection of music, it was, like Kylie Minogue, the one that, Wow, 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 that one.
Oh my God, yes.
That, oh my God.
An absolute banger.
Yeah, right. So there was that time when there's so many, like that music of that time, and it's not even that long ago, but I came across that the other day. I'm like, oh my God. It's a long list. So we've got a bit Eminem.
She's a musician.
We've got Coldplay. We've got Snow Patrol. We have all the kind of, I could keep going. But then,
I believe you.
Yeah, and then we come to current day. Don't get me wrong. As much as I love Adele, I loved my girl Amy Winehouse.
Yes.
But then, come fast forward, we've got Rachel Chinariri, British. We've got Kat, is it Kat Burns?
I love Cat Burns.
British. Well, I know, I know her. But she's not only that, she's amazing. But
No,
I love
she
people
is.
like James Arthur.
Gorgeous.
The list is at Ray. I could keep going in terms of I want to put all the music from my age, but coming fast forward to now,
I love
right round to
that.
now. So I want something for everyone. And so if you're coming to Gabrielle Party, be prepared. There's going to be a bit of Nirvana in there, Teen Spirit.
Yes.
I am that girl. I am not the girl. Unless you speak to me, you wouldn't even know my musical taste. You just make an assumption about me. The same way that I've had to fight the label of Gabrielle soul music. No, we've got some British amazing soul singers. And although I've done soul music, no. Is Dreams a soul song? No. Out of Reach is bordering on country. Sunshine, there's no soul in there apart from Gabrielle's soul. So I have to kind of correct people that
because you're right, the Out of
musically,
Reach is
right,
country.
you know what I mean? Although you've got, and Dreams wasn't a soul song.
But also, how could you not love the Nevermind album? Like that is soul. It's soulful for sure. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So you know what I mean? So musically, there's a plethora of music that I love.
The food and the
and
music,
that's-
don't even think you can guess it.
Yeah, don't even.
It's all
just
going to
have
surprise
fun.
you.
Yeah, I want to
okay,
surprise
great.
you all.
Now, it wouldn't be a party without a party bag.
Right.
So obviously,
Ooh.
we've got one for you.
Okay.
How do you feel about receiving gifts or giving gifts at parties? Are you good at getting gifts?
You know something, I don't mind. I mean, I'm more about giving than receiving, but I also accept lovely gifts. I don't mind.
This is for you. It's from Comic Relief.
Okay,
Do you wanna have a little
fantastic.
peek?
Yes, please. Ooh.
What's in there? is the
Oh,
question.
let's see. Party hat.
Woohoo! My head's too big for a party hat.
No,
It's devastating.
your hair's too cute for a party hat.
And that's it. That's
Right,
the excuse I'm
that's
gonna use
cute,
from
and I
now
like
on.
this.
I'm going to use
That's
that
much to the
instead.
peep.
Yeah, nice.
What is this?
It's a red nose.
Ooh,
It's the
okay.
90s red
Okay, this is
nose.
fantastic.
It's
We
the
all got to have
from
one
the
of
90s.
those.
Yeah, cute.
My
cute,
nose too
cute.
big for this. Sorry.
No, you can
Love it.
But don't mess your beautiful
No, I
makeup.
won't mess it up, but I will be wearing this
I'm
on
so
the
excited.
yeah. And then, okay, here we go. I'm loving all this. What's this?
What is this?
Oh, I love it. Right,
Are they
badges. Yes,
Cute.
perfect.
Nice. Very
Ooh,
80s.
I love this. Love
Very
this.
80s. It's giving roller skate.
Yeah, I'm loving that. I wish I could roast it. I've never been able to.
Me
Oh,
too. My mother worked in a hospital and we weren't allowed to take any risks.
oh
with
no,
roller skating.
fair enough.
What's this?
Now this is my thing. A reversible bucket hat, red nose day. Do you know something? I'm notorious for wearing bucket hats. I
you?
love bucket hats. So
And it's reversible.
yeah, well there you go.
You're good,
Right
you
up.
change it up.
Someone must have told you about me and bucket hats,
don't
right?
know.
I'm not even joking.
I guess we have some gossip.
I
in the
love
office.
bucket. This is a fabulous party bag.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Well, listen, my next question, and this one is quite dear to my heart.
Okay.
Not true for everyone,
Okay.
but strongly true for me at
Here
a
we go.
party. Rules.
Right.
I strongly feel like they control the fun.
Yes.
Are you doing them? Do you have like a strict end time, a strict start time? Is there anything you'd want to veto? Anything that is or isn't allowed?
Well, I'm not a drug person, so I'd like to think that no drugs, and obviously alcohol is deemed a certain kind of, it's a strong thing. So that's about as strong as we're going.
We're just having a gorgeous alcohol-fueled,
yeah.
coconut-fueled
Yeah,
start time.
exactly. And
Great.
just everyone to be kind. Everyone to be kind, to be thoughtful. So we'd all look out for one another. Like if someone's getting drunk in that corner, we'd have to not leave them alone. We'd have to make sure we've got everyone on standby
This
to make
is
sure
the
they're okay.
nicest rule I've ever heard.
You know, I've actually had to watch over someone who's completely okay, you can't say rat-ass, can you?
You can say rat-ass.
Rat-ass.
Come
And
on.
I remember thinking, if I wasn't there, that person was going to,
Yeah.
on their own foot. And I'm
Yeah.
like, nobody should be allowed to be that drunk and be left alone. So
Okay,
I think
we're
we'd have
being
to
kind. We're
being kind.
considerate.
Maybe as much as I'm like come to our and drink what you like, but maybe there needs to be a case of how are you after a few drinks and.
Yeah.
You know, like not everyone be completely paralytic. For some people it can be fun, but not everyone can take that. So it's not something I advocate. Have I been? Hell yeah.
I love it. I love it.
You know,
We'll just check in on everyone.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
keep an
We
eye.
need to keep an eye on it. Yeah. So just have people like so. This, you know. So yeah, but we're
patch
keeping
on one eye.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
keeping an eye
yeah,
with the other.
Yeah.
We're
So
good.
everyone, yeah. But I think I want people to feel safe, be able to drink. But hope it's almost like could we have a button that allows people to know their limits so that we all kind of be like, okay, I feel like if I have one more, like I'm the type of person I know that if I have one more, I'm not going to be me, so then I can, you know what I mean?
Maybe
So-
we get a little badge system going.
yeah,
It's like, and
definitely.
I'm
Yeah,
done for
how
a
you
bit.
feeling? Like, you know, let's have a little button of. We all have attached buttons that if we're not feeling great, we can alert someone, and someone we know that we're absolutely safe with. So
I'm
it only like it's got to be a
so into that.
safe place. So everyone in that room has good intentions. So hopefully, but we'd have to have a button that. But maybe we could have something that's almost supernatural for the day. Can we? Is that allowed? I know it's
Yeah,
probably
it's allowed.
out of this worldly experience.
My
where-
dream is a party where there's always a button for I'm no longer okay. I need
Yes,
to get out of here.
That's perfect.
That's heaven.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's have something like that for the
Done.
part. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Okay, right. We need to come up with a party name to go at the top of your invite. So let's run through the broad strokes of what you've told
Right.
me you're looking for. You don't have a party trick, but you do have a party flop, and
Yeah.
it's doing every accent as one singular voice.
Yeah, that's right. That's the fun. Yeah.
The theme is come as you are, but not like that.
Yeah.
Just with your eye patch and good vibes.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
The venue is the demure and modest O2.
Yes.
The food is all of it.
Yes, all of it. Catering for everybody.
The bar is know your limits, but have a gorgeous time
Yeah,
on
a
cocktails.
wonderful time.
The guests, Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
George Michael.
Yes.
Who do we say your third was?
Doechii.
Of
She's
course we did, and
incredible.
she's playing it,
Yes.
for goodness sake. Who's barred, frankly, all of the women from your all-girls school
Yeah.
and anybody else you hold a grudge
Yeah.
against.
And not just women. In fact, I want to replace that. It's not just all the girls. Yeah, the girls who are witches at my all-girls
Yeah,
school.
done.
But not all of them were witches. And for guys out there, just people who were negative.
Negative
You know, I
Nancy's are
can't just say all
banned.
women because I'm a lover of women. I'm a woman's woman.
Okay, great.
So you know what I mean.
I love that. I believe that you're a woman's woman, and also
Yeah.
that if a woman crosses you, you'll remember their name.
You could tell, right?
Both can be true.
But
Both
if I
can
love
be
you
true.
too, or you were nice, I'll still remember you. So,
I love
yeah.
that. The playlist is extensive. We're
Yes.
taking a journey from the 80s
Yes,
to now.
yeah, that's right.
And we'll be doing everything
Yeah.
in between. We're doing pop, we're doing soul, we're
Yeah,
doing country,
rock-
we're doing rock, we're
yes,
doing it all.
love Dolly
And we
Parton,
will
yeah.
not be judged. Oh my God. Is there
Yeah,
anyone?
and Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton for
Islands
Islands in the Stream. That was my
yes.
favourite. That was
Oh my.
Yeah.
We will have, okay, we're going to be dancing all night together.
Yeah.
Great. There's going to be gift bags, but the gift bags are largely preemptive cures for hangovers because
Yeah.
you're a very good host.
Yeah, preventive cures and a bit of sweet in there. Everyone who knows me, without me advertising who the brand is, I love like soft gummy sweets. So I'll be giving a
you?
bit of for everyone. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, I
something
love
sweet,
that.
a bit of chocolate, a bit of a little mini something you can.
I
take
have
like.
such a sweet tooth, so
Yeah.
this makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I'm always like, how wonderful.
Yes.
I wonder what
Yeah.
dessert is. It's in my bag. How nice. And the rule is press the button if you need help.
That's right.
Don't be a dick.
That's right.
Let's have a gorgeous time.
Be kind.
And just enjoy yourself on the booze. You don't need to do anything else
Precisely,
beyond
yeah.
that. Okay, great. With all that in mind,
Mm-hmm.
what are we calling this thing?
Oh my god!
I think "Come as You Are" is
I
it.
thought that, you know, yeah.
I think it's Gabrielle
perfect.
urges you to come as you are.
Come as you are, yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll accept you no matter what.
Oh, that's so
As long as you're a good
nice.
person.
Gabrielle,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been a phenomenal party.
Had so much fun.
It's your party, and everyone can come as they are with an eye patch.
Eye patch, that's right.
We'll see you there.
Yes.
Now I have to ask you a bunch of quickfire
Yes,
questions.
yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Speeches or stick to the tunes?
Oh, stick to the tunes.
Nice. Toilet queue. Are we chatting or are we head down?
No, chatting.
Good for you. I thought I knew that would be the
Yeah,
answer.
can't you tell?
Finger food or fork and knife? We've gone finger food.
Finger foods.
Photo
Relax.
booth or no pictures whatsoever?
Oh no, photo booth because you know, like you've memories. Yeah.
I love that. Weirdest thing you've ever seen or found at a party host's house? Have you ever been at a party and thought, oh no?
Yeah, I don't know if I can tell you this story.
I'm desperate to know.
Right, so I went to a party at somebody's house,
Yeah.
and what I found is that it was like a small apartment, and there was only one toilet, and I was dying to use the loo, but not for
Nightmare.
number two.
Of course.
And I remember
You're a
thinking, I'm
classy
dying to
lady.
go. So I go there, and I'm like, oh my God, somebody's left something in the toilet. But I have to use the toilet.
No.
But I do not want anybody to think that I left it.
That's not mine.
There wasn't, I can't believe I'm saying this. No, you're going to ban this.
No, go
there
on.
wasn't a toilet brush.
No.
I did see the toothbrush.
No. Gabrielle.
No, I used it to clean it, but I threw it away. But
You know what?
I could have, out of spite, I was like, how do you not have a toilet brush in your house? But I know many people, I don't understand it,
No,
but
no,
either they're
there's no
doing rabbit
excuse.
poos and it doesn't touch the sides. But anyway, I decided that I was not having my name and my face associated with coming out of that bathroom.
I'm obsessed with you.
And there'd been skids in the toilet. So
Yeah.
by any means necessary that I didn't have to touch it. And you
Do you know what? There will
scrubbing
be
along,
people
and then
listening
I
who are
thought,
like, wait a
no,
second.
the person who was missing their toothbrush, they all know now it's me
And there
because
will
that's
be
over 20
people-
years ago.
But there'll be people listening going, you used their toothbrush
you
and you threw
might.
it away. But honestly, you've caught the like 0.5% of the population, me, who's like, too fucking right. I'd have done the same.
How are you going to do me like that? I'm going to go to the loo. I'm desperate. But that wasn't me.
Listen, I really get it. That brings us to the end of our party planning.
No!
I'm going to go make this happen, Gabrielle. I want to attend this party. I have never wanted to go to a party more, so we have to have it happen.
I'll probably need a mortgage for this, right?
Somebody's going to need a mortgage for this. Absolutely. There we have it. You're invited to Gabrielle's Come As You Are party, provided that you're coming with an eye patch. And I can't wait. Thanks very much for listening. Be sure to give us a follow, a 5-star rating, review, tell a friend, all that good stuff. You can find It's My Party on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you choose to listen. And be sure to check out the official Comic Relief YouTube channel too if you'd like to watch this episode and see my party planning setup for yourself. Or you can find us on Insta and TikTok at Comic Relief. To buy Comic Relief merchandise, visit amazon.co.uk/Comic Relief, where you can also learn more about Amazon's work with Comic Relief, a registered charity. It's My Party is produced by Ollie Seymour and executive produced by Ariane Mary for Audio Always. Executive producer for Comic Relief is Sam Michelle, and for Amazon Music, it's Megan Bradshaw.